Alrighty guys, who's ready for another coaster fight? This time I'm comparing two launch coasters in Florida. I'm comparing Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa versus Slinky Dog Dash at Disney's Hollywood Studios. These are both launched family coasters. Cheetah Hunt is an Intamin and Slinky Dog Dash is a Mack Rides coaster. So I'm going to be comparing these coasters between a series of categories, and that is starting off with the height category. Cheetah Hunt is getting a 3 for being about 102 feet tall, which is not that tall at all. And then Slinky Dog Dash is getting a 2 for being... The actual height of the ride hasn't been released yet, but I can assume it's probably about like at least under 50 to 60 feet. Like, it's really not that tall at all. So, and it doesn't feel tall when you're really on it. Like, I don't think Disney was going for tall when they built this coaster. So Slinky Dog is getting a 2. Let's move on to the drop category, and Cheetah Hunt has actually a pretty good drop. I'm giving it an 8. I think Cheetah Hunt's drop is really strong. I like how you go from that figure 8 element and you just drop into the subterranean area. It's 130 feet up, or it's a 130 foot drop, and it's just a lot of fun. And if you're in the back, you get some great ejector during this drop. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Cheetah Hunt's drop. And Slinky Dog Dash is getting a 4. I don't know I don't know where the drop is. Just to be completely honest, I'm just going with the beginning, I guess. Like, I can probably tell. I can just say that maybe the drop. I don't know, but if it's the drop, then it's not that great. Like, you really feel like you're just going very slow, and it's like you're spinning, like very forceful. I don't know. It's just not the best drop out there. So let's move on. I mean, it's a family ride, so I wasn't really expecting this outstanding drop. But still. So let's move on to the speed category. Cheetah Hunt is getting a 5 for going 60 miles per hour. That is probably about your average coaster speed, which is it's not too fast, but not slow either. And then Slinky Dog Dash is getting a 3 for being 40 miles per hour, which is a pretty good speed for a Disney ride. It's the third fastest coaster at Walt Disney World, just behind Everest and Rock and Roller Coaster. But yeah, Slinky Dog is getting a 3 for speed. And you can feel the 40 miles per hour, and yeah, it does feel like it's a nice, fast ride. So yeah, both coasters have decent or okay scores for speed. Next up, let's talk about layout, and Cheetah Hunt's getting a 9. Cheetah Hunt, if this ride were very intense, I could call this probably a perfect roller coaster. Like, the layout is very close to perfect. Like, it's not the most intense ride, but you have some airtime, which we'll get to that later. You got a ton of elements. Like, you have an inversion, have airtime hills, some straight sections. There's like a little bit of everything as well. And Slinky Dog's getting a 7. Slinky Dog has a nice little layout for a family coaster. Not the best layout out there, but I think it's a nice little layout for what it is. So I'm going to give it a 7. Next up is Smoothness. How smooth are both of these coasters? And I think both of these coasters are smooth rides. Slinky Dog, I mean, it's brand new, of course. It's like, of course I'm giving Slinky Dog a 10. I found it to be glossy smooth, no sign of roughness whatsoever, completely smooth. So thumbs up for that. And then Cheetah Hunt's getting an 8. I remember when I rode Cheetah Hunt for the first time in 2011, I remember it being glossy smooth. However, over the years that I've ridden Cheetah Hunt, I'm starting to notice a little bit of a rattle on it, a little bit of a shakiness. But I understand why it has that. It's because it's getting older. But still, it has a small rattle, so it's not like the smoothest ride out there. And there's one moment on the ride where it's a little jerky, but it's really not bad at all. So it's not rough by any means. So I'm giving Cheetah Hunt an 8 for smoothness. Let's move on to transition. Like I said earlier with smoothness, there's really only one moment of jerkiness, which is towards the end, where you're going to follow Bright Run. It is a little bit jerky, but it's not bad at all. And Slinky Dog's getting a 10. I didn't find any rough transitions at all in Slinky Dog. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to elements. This is how good the elements are. And I think Cheetah Hunt has some very great elements. I mean, that Heartline roll is just amazing. I mean, it has to be amazing. It's literally in a park with the best inversions ever. Like, it's in a park with Kumba's Hell Roll, Montu's Batwing, Maybe Shikara's Illumin, or you could also count Scorpion's Loop. Like the inversions at Busch Gardens at Tampa are just incredible, and this is no exception. You get some great hang time going through the Heartline Roll. It's a great element. And then the airtime hills, I really think this coaster has some pretty good airtime. Not like the best airtime out there, but it's got some good airtime. And I love that figure 8 element after the second launch. I really love those launches too. My favorite launch of the ride being that second launch. The first launch is alright. The third launch is fun, but that second launch, if you're in the back, oh my gosh, that launch is so much fun. And yeah, I just think Cheetah Hunt has some great elements overall. Slinky Dog is getting a 6. Slinky Dog's elements are fine, I guess. You don't really get any airtime, but I think Slinky Dog has a good helix. There's a little bit of helix. The humps are pretty cool. However, the only thing that would make them better is if you actually got airtime on them, which I don't think Disney was aiming for airtime on this ride. But really, you don't get any airtime. And I remember riding this for the first time. I've only ridden this once. And then I remember, like, after that second launch, there was an airtime hell. I was expecting a little bit, but I literally got no airtime at all. So I was a little disappointed with that. But otherwise, Slinky Dog Dash has some nice elements. Next up is intensity. I wouldn't call either coaster really intense by any means. They're both more for the families. Cheetah Hunt's getting a 6. I think Cheetah Hunt overall has its moments. There's some moments where it can be intense, but others, it's really not intense. Like, I'll say, like, the bottom of the drop, it can be kind of forceful. This ride does actually pull 4 Gs, which is quite surprising. But I mean, you don't really feel it on Cheetah Hunt. But really, I think it's really towards like the second launch and then the drop. It's really where it gets just forceful. Other than that, it's really not intense at all. So Cheetah Hunt's getting a 6. You might feel a little bit more force here and there, but Cheetah Hunt's really not that intense. And Slinky Dog, I was not expecting it to be intense at all, and it was not very intense at all. You might feel a slight amount of force, but really, it's just really not that intense at all. So I'm giving Slinky Dog a 3. And plus the launches, I understand it's a Mack Rides coaster. I understand, like, Mack Rides isn't known for forceful launches, what I've heard from Coaster Studios' reviews, but I thought the launches were kind of forceless. Or, I should say the launches were pretty forceless on this coaster. I didn't really feel any force. They were very gradual. So, yeah, I'm giving it Slinky Dog a 3 for intensity. Next, let's talk about duration. And there's no doubt in my mind that Cheetah Hunt is an uber long ride. I am giving Cheetah Hunt a 10 right off the bat. Cheetah Hunt is so long. It is an astonishing 3 minutes, 30 seconds. And plus, you really feel it on the ride. It never ends. That is one thing I love about Cheetah Hunt, is that it just feels like it's going on forever. That is just amazing. And Slinky Dog is getting a 7. Slinky Dog is about 2 minutes long, which I think is a reasonable duration. It doesn't feel like a short ride by any means, but it's not the longest ride out there. I do think Slinky Dog's a long ride. Both of these rides are long rides. So I'm glad Disney made this coaster long. We all want a long ride in our lives, don't we? So let's move on to the pacing category. And pacing on both of these coasters are pretty weird. Cheetah Hunt has some weird pacing, but I'm still giving Cheetah Hunt a 7 because you definitely feel some speed. You definitely feel like the pace can be kept up at some points, but some points it just feels like it slows down, but then it keeps speeding. Like it's so weird. I know Taylor thought this coaster had weird pacing, and I agree with Taylor. This coaster has some pretty strange pacing. And Slinky Dog's kind of the same way too. You feel like you're going fast towards the first half. I feel like you were going very fast, but then like towards the second half, I feel like we're going a little slower. So I'm gonna give Slinky Dog a 5, and of course I'm giving Cheetah Hunt a 7. I'm not sure if I already said that, but yeah, let's move on to the theming category. And both of these coasters are elaborately themed. I mean, Cheetah Hunt, of course, is themed to a cheetah. There's some details about cheetahs in the queue line. And of course, that little old round rally section, that is super cool. And I love how you're over the Serengeti plain. You could consider that theming if you want to. And then the whole plaza is very well themed, very detailed. So yeah, I'm giving Cheetah Hunt a 10 for theming. And then Slinky Dog, of course, it's getting a 10. It's Disney. What do you expect? There's literally toys everywhere. Like there's literally I don't know, buildings of toys everywhere. It's so cool. And of course, you got like one of the greatest like eye-popping moments is Jesse and Rex like around the roller coaster. That is so cool. I was so impressed with that when I first saw it. I was really impressed with that, and I love how like the second launch is very well themed. It's kind of like a theatrical launch. It's really cool. And then of course Wheezy at the end. That was pretty awesome as well. Good to see him sing. And the queue line, I ain't going the standby queue line. I waited in the fast pass line, but I've heard that there's some very well theming as well. And plus, in the station, you've got like a whole like layout or like a whole paper about the layout. It was really cool. And then like there's also a piece of track in there. This coaster's you could say it's kind of themed to a toy roller coaster. And plus the train, that thing is just eye-catching. That was just so cool. So yeah, both coasters are getting 10s. Next up is the restraints, and I think Cheetah Hunt's restraints aren't that bad. It has the old Intamin plastic restraints. No one's really a fan of them, and I think they're okay. I don't think they're that bad on Cheetah Hunt. I've experienced worse restraints than those. But I understand, I don't think they're the best either. They kind of hurt in the shoulders at some spots. And Slinky Dog's getting a 9. Slinky Dog doesn't have the best lap bars out there, but I think Slinky Dog has some comfortable restraints, even though they're not the best. And Cheetah Hunt's getting a 5 because I think they're okay. And we are at our final category, which is setting. Slinky Dog is getting a 6. Slinky Dog's setting is fine, I guess. I like how you're over pat. You can be kind of over pathways at some spots. Or at one spot, really. And then, of course, some of the ride goes underneath the bridge. And then one of the best things is that after the second launch, during that disappointing airtime hill, one of the greatest things is that you can literally see Star Wars land, which is so cool. I'm honestly really looking forward to Star Wars Land when that thing opens. It's probably gonna take me a long time to get there because I'm not a Disney Pass holder. It didn't take me too long to get to Toy Story Land nor Pandora, so I wonder if maybe I'll be able to go in 2019, maybe early 2020. We'll have to see about that. The opening for that area is a long time, so it's a long time away. So only time can tell. And then Cheetah Hunt, that setting is just brilliant. That's just so beautiful. That it goes over Serengeti Plain. It's just Busch Gardens has such a great setting. Like it is just amazing. So Cheetah Hunt's getting a 10. And so we've made it to the ending. So we've made it to the end of the battle. The winner is Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa. If you haven't figured it out because I accidentally messed up. I accidentally spoiled it too quickly. But Cheetah Hunt is probably, I'm pretty sure y'all were probably guessing Cheetah Hunt is the winner. And yeah, Cheetah Hunt is the winner of this battle. So congratulations, Cheetah Hunt. You have defeated Slinky Dog Dash. I think both are good rides. But I mean, Cheetah Hunt, in my opinion, it's my favorite family coaster overall. So yeah. So Cheetah Hunt is coming out as the winner. And that'll conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos and more coaster fights in the future. Also, don't forget to check out social media link, which will be in the description below. I'll see you guys next time and have a theme-tacular day.